also joining us now is Bonnie Carroll. She is the president and founder of TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. She worked in the White House under Presidents Reagan and Bush 41. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. Bonnie, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
You are a veteran. Your husband was a veteran before he tragically died in a plane crash serving this country in 1992. What do you make of this back and forth? The president hits the Congresswoman Kelly, General Kelly hits the Congresswoman, she hits back. What do you make of it?
Well, at TAPS, we honor all those who have served and sacrificed, regardless of how or where that death occurs. My heart is with the families. And as a nation, we come together to very publicly mourn all who have served and died. But then for those left to grieve, it is a very private matter.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I thank goodness that you do what you do, and thank goodness you stand behind these families and honor them. Are they being honored now in this unseemly back and forth? And I don't think that anyone's, looking particularly good here between the White House and Congress as this goes on.
Well, with TAPS, we're very fortunate. We have a close relationship with the casualty officers. We are coming alongside the families to offer the comfort and care, resources and support that only those who have truly walked this journey before them can give them. It is about the love and the life. It's about honor and remembering the service. And thank you all for bringing those names forward. Thank you for showing us the lives lived and the incredible sacrifices made.
Bonnie, one thing that we have heard in the last 24 hours is one of the calls that the president did have with the widow of another fallen service member who died in Afghanistan in April. And this is the first time that we've really heard one of these phone calls for ourselves. So let's take a moment. Let's listen to part of that.
I am so sorry to hear about the whole situation. What a horrible thing, except that he's an unbelievable hero. And, all of the people that served with him are saying how incredible he was.
Yes, sir.
And just an amazing guy. And I he's a great hero.
I want to thank you, President Trump. Those words are very kind. He was an amazing man, an amazing husband, and an amazing soldier. And I couldn't be more proud of my husband.
That is Natasha Ancilar talking about her husband, her fallen husband, Staff Sergeant Mark Del Alencar. You've said, Bonnie, there is no right or wrong way to say these things. There just isn't with families.
Right, and I say to families, I wish I could go back in time and bring their loved one back, but what we can do is walk alongside them. TAPS is a family of over 70,000 surviving military families now coming together to find hope and healing with each other. We are actually seeing, on average, 16 newly bereaved families coming to TAPS each and every day. This is America's family of those who have served and sacrificed.
No, it's a great point. And look, General Kelly yesterday gave a powerful statement from the podium in the White House briefing room about sacrifice and what these men and women provide this country. He also talked about the message the president was trying to convey to the widow of LaDavia Johnson, talking about the fact that he knew the risks. He decided to go into this line of work. This is how General Kelly explained what the president was trying to convey.
And in his way, tried to express that opinion. He's a brave man, a fallen hero. He knew what he was getting himself into because he enlisted. There's no reason to enlist. He enlisted.
Now, again, today, Representative Wilson said that Maisha Johnson, the widow, didn't appreciate the message at the time that the president delivered it. She didn't think that being told this is, he knew what he signed up for was helpful at this time. But, you've been in this awful situation that most Americans don't know what it's like to be in that moment. So can you understand why there might be two interpretations of the same conversation?
Well, absolutely. And it's been extraordinary to get to know Robert through General Kelly. We have become friends, and it's been beautiful to have new memories of my husband through the memories of those he served with. And that's what we can do for those who are grieving, bring their loved ones back to life for just a moment by sharing those stories and those memories. And I believe that's what anyone, whether the president or a well-meaning friend, endeavors to do, is to bring solace by sharing those precious memories.
And Bonnie, before you go, I'd like to put all the politics and all the bickering aside. One wonderful thing that has come from this is that a GoFundMe page set up by Congresswoman Wilson has raised over $600,000 for these 3 children, 2 young children, 1 unborn child of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson. Many military families who lose, the breadwinner will not have that. What can average Americans watching that feel sort of, they don't know what their place is in this conversation, they want to help, what do these men and women who serve us need?
Well, TAPS.org is a charity, and we actually provide emergency financial assistance for all those grieving the death of a loved one, meeting any needs that they have, ensuring their children have absolutely free education, that they have access to free and unlimited grief counseling. They're connected with peers, that their kids go to a good grief camp. So many services, all that's made possible by the generosity of Americans who recognize what TAPS can provide.
Bonnie, Carroll, thank you for what you do. An island of decency this morning for us. It's wonderful to hear your words, and I hope everyone's